in her inner power. Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me?
Probably within 5 years after that, you're going to have an active national debate on why don't we take the full step to legalize marijuana where we have a legally regulated and controlled market. So we're 5 to 10 years away, I think.
Gore or Bradley?
Probably doesn't make a hell of a lot of difference. Right now, I don't think either one of them have the courage to take an honest position on marijuana policy. Perhaps from what I read, Vice President Gore may have more personal experience with marijuana, and if that's true, I suppose perhaps we could hope he would be a little more supportive of our position. But I'm not expecting a lot from either one of them.
And what's the next highlight you expect in this conference?
Well, the next panel is on race and marijuana prohibition, the negative impacts it has on minority communities. That's always an exciting area, racial profiling, issues like that. Followed by the next speaker after this panel is dealing with the anti-marijuana fungus, which is something a lot of people haven't even heard about. It's a very scary concept.
In Florida.
That's right. They're thinking about introducing it into Florida. It's an environmental nightmare if they ever do that. So we got a lot of exciting things coming up.
Thanks, Keith.
Recognize that, especially with the issue of marijuana prohibition, sometimes it comes across as only being an interest for white middle-class people who can sort of have the luxury of dealing with this issue. In fact, I think it has an enormous impact on the minority community, and this panel today is well suited to tell us more about that. The chair of this panel is an attorney, Deborah Small. She is a native New Yorker and says she's a proud graduate of the City College of New York and Harvard Law School. Before assuming her current position at the Linda Smith Center, she was legislative director of the New York Civil Liberties Union. It was during this period that she became an ardent advocate for drug policy reform, as she became increasingly aware of the number of young black men and women incarcerated for drug offenses. As director of public policy for the Linda Smith Center, she regularly speaks to the public, including elected officials, religious and community leaders, as well as parents, about issues relating to our government's failed drug policy. She has become a major player in the drug policy reform area in the last couple of years. Please welcome Deborah Small.
I'm going to speak quickly. One, because I want to be brief, but I have a lot I want to say possible. And two, because I am a native New Yorker. You know, even when people are high, they smoke. They smoke, they talk very, very quickly. And I haven't gotten that far away from the habits I think. I want to talk about the issue of race and marijuana, but I have to admit that some of the conversation that we had earlier this afternoon have caused me to change a little bit, to alter a little bit some of the things that I want to talk about. I don't think, or at least it shouldn't come as a surprise to people, to realize that there's a racist component in the way that the marijuana laws are enforced in the United States. Lauren Siegel touched on it a little bit when she was talking about the issue of arrest of juveniles in New York City. And I want to pick up from there and move forward. I want to make the point that just in the year 1998, New York City arrested 43,000 people for marijuana. Only out of the over 100,000 arrests that they make generally, 1 in 10 was for a marijuana offense. Of that number, of the 43,000 that were arrested, 34,000 of those people were arrested only for possession. Less than 9,000 of the arrests were alleging that the person tried to sell. And as she pointed out, these arrests, which have escalated in the past 6 years, are part of Giuliani's overall campaign, supposedly to improve the quality of life in New York. But I, as an African American and a parent, I have a son who's 22 and who spent the better part of his adolescence living in Giuliani's New York. I want to say that the quality of life that he's talking about is not the quality of life for all New Yorkers. It's the quality of life for New Yorkers who happen to be fortunate enough to live